Welcome to the Health by Haven podcast. I'm your host, Haven Quinlan. If you're a multi-passionate wellness enthusiast, then you're in the right place. I'm obsessed with learning as much as I can about the wellness world, and I want to share that with you. Each episode will dive into various aspects of health and wellness through inspiring and informative guest interviews with some solo episodes thrown in. Tune in for all things health, and let's have some fun, shall we? Jasmine Parks is a Brooklyn, New York-based runner and one of my friends from college. She just ran the 2025 Brooklyn Half Marathon, so I knew I had to have her come on to the podcast and recap it for you all. So in the episode, we spent some time chatting about her race day experience. She also gives us the inside scoop on all things New York City Marathon. And she spends a lot of time talking about her run club, the Ridgewood Runners, based out of Queens, New York. If you have been thinking about running a half or a full marathon, or you just want to know what it's like to be part of a run group, or just hear all of our running chit chat, then this episode is definitely for you. Hope you guys enjoy. Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us today on the Health by Haven podcast. I am so thrilled to get to chat all things running with you.
And we're doing this on Global Running Day.
It feels fitting, right? I didn't even realize when we scheduled it, but it is. So I guess that's the first question. Have you gone on a run today for Global Running Day?
Not yet, but I do have a run that I'm going on later with my running group. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fun.
Amazing. What route are you guys going on?
We're getting together with a bunch of other running groups in Queens, and it's like the Queens Collective. And I want to say it's probably just like a 5K. I actually don't know the route. I feel like I never know the route when it comes to running. I'm just like, I show up and like, I follow people.
The beauty of a run club. You don't have to use your brain to think about where you're going. Just go and chat.
I'm like, somebody else needs to figure this out. Unless it's like a square, that's the route, then I don't know it.
Yes, I'm with you there. Okay, well, let's back up a little bit. So Jasmine is based in Brooklyn right now, and she's involved with a running group. She just ran the Brooklyn Half Marathon, all things that I want to chat about today. But for listeners who don't know you, can you introduce yourself a little bit and then tell us how you started running, why you started running, when you started running?
Sure. So I'm Jasmine Parks. I am originally from Kingsport, Tennessee, and I actually met Haven in college at ETSU. Go
Go
Bucks.
Bucks.
And I'm currently now based in Brooklyn, New York. And I feel like I have been a long time runner. Um, I think I first got started in running probably with the Crazy Eights, which is like in Kingsport, we have this whole thing called Fun Fest, and there's a big race that we do called the Crazy Eights. Um, it's an 8K, and we like to say it's like the world's fastest 8K. I don't know if that's true or not, but people who win do get money at the end. So,
Oh.
but when you're like a little kid, they have like, you know, little races for them. And my mom, I remember she put me in one of those. It's like a 100-meter dash. And I think that's where I first fell in love with running. And then I've been doing it ever since. I did middle school track, high school track. And then once I was in college, I got more into like long distance running. It's like half marathons and marathons. So, yeah.
How cool. I had no idea that running started so early for you.
Literally been doing it my whole life.
I love that. Okay, so you talked about in college starting to get into the distance a little bit. Did you run any races in college, or were you simply like going out to clear your head?
I don't know what like sparked the like wanting to get into distance running.
Mm.
I remember just being like, I think I can run a half marathon. And then I like started training for it and did it. I want to say it was the Knoxville half,
Mm.
the first half marathon that I did. And then I think after that, I was like, oh, this is like a great way to clear my head. Like I just enjoying being able to like go and keep going. Um, and
Run away from your problems, responsibilities in
um,
college.
it's cheaper than therapy. I did a few races during college. But I can't really remember like what sparked it. I was just kind of like, I'm ready to like get back into running, but like, let's see if I can actually do long distance.
Yeah, and the Knoxville half for the first one. That is hilly.
Yeah, that was a bad decision. Did not know how many hills there were in that.
Surprise. Okay, so I was trying to think back and remember when you moved to Brooklyn, because I know you're in Boston for a while as well. Were you running there? And then when you moved, when did you find your run club? What was that like?
Yeah. So yeah, I was in before moving to Brooklyn, I was in Boston for 6 years and I was still running there, but I definitely didn't have like as much of a run community as like I do now. It was kind of just like me like running on my own.
Hmm. In the
Which,
freezing
you know,
cold?
in the freezing cold doing like whatever. But I feel like run groups didn't really get like super popular until recently.
Yeah.
And so I moved to Brooklyn, I want to say like almost 3 years ago. And our like founder for Ridgewood Runners, she saw that like there weren't really any running groups in that area. And so she went, did it the old fashioned way, put up like flyers in local
Yeah.
coffee shops. And that's how I saw like a app for it. And I've been like literally going ever since. We just had like our 2 year anniversary like party.
Fun.
Um, but yeah, it's been like a great community. There's so many people who have like joined, which is great. Like we have all kind of place groups and age ranges, which is really great to see. And it's also nice because it's like a woman-led
Mm.
run group, and I think you don't see that a lot
Hmm.
as well. So that's nice. And we actually just did fun little like plug. We just did like a an event with Nike last night.
What?
Yeah,
Okay, tell us everything.
we got to try some shoes. Um,
Fun.
they actually saw us at the United Half
Yeah.
earlier this year cheering, and the girl who like runs the events with Nike loved our vibe so much. She was like, I need to like partner with them. So we had like basically we all got together, we got to try on some shoes that they're like promoting and did like a run, quick like 5K. And then afterwards we had pizza and beer and it was a lot of fun.
Wait, so fun. Okay. I wish I was there. I'm feeling FOMO. What shoes did you guys try out?
The shoes that we got to try were the Marrow 18. They had a lot of very like they were very cushiony. They had a lot of bounce to them. I want to say they're probably a newer shoe. I'd
Mm.
never tried these before, so it was like a cool experience. They had like enough for everyone to try on. We got to use them for the whole run, so it was nice.
I love that. That's so fun. I love going to like different events where they let you demo shoes and it's a nice way, to try out running shoes. Like they're not cheap. And so it's nice to get to like actually try them on the run and then decide like if it's something that you would want to use later on.
Exactly, because like their running shoes are over $100, like
Yeah.
no matter what. So it's nice to like be able to try them and be like, do I want to commit to these? Yes or no? Like, and 5K is like a pretty good like distance to feel
Hmm.
like, okay, like how do my toes feel in these? Are they like hitting the end of the shoe? Like, is there a little too much bounce? Like, you can kind of like feel those things out. So it was interesting to see also like what other people in the running group kind of were thinking as well. Like, as we were running, we're like, so what do you think? Like, how is this with your arch? I don't know. We were like nerding out a little bit, but
Yeah, running shoe nerd talk. Gotta love it. What do you normally run in?
normally I run in Hoka's.
Mm.
I'm new to the Hoka family.
Mm.
I used to be a really big Brooks girl, but somebody was like, you should try Hoka's. Truly one of the best shoes I've ever ran in. It's like running on clouds.
Yeah, yeah. I was pretty close when I switched over from Mizuno's to I run in New Balances, but I was pretty close between I think the Hoka Cliftons maybe. They're like
Yeah.
super cushiony and the New Balances that I ended up going with. So yeah, good
And
to
that's also the only shoe I've never like had to break in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
When I say that, I like literally put it on and I was like, I don't need to do anything to this shoe. It's so, so good. I
Yeah.
need to get a new pair.
You're making me want to wear some now. Like maybe I can get those as my walking shoes because I need some new walking shoes.
They're very good. 10 out of 10. I would recommend. I'm a
Good to
big
know.
Hoka person now.
Hoka sponsor Jasmine so she gets some commission off of this. Okay,
Yeah, please.
where was your party last night with the pizza and the beer?
So we had it at a local brewery called Evil Twin Brewing. I'm not sure if you and Billy, while you guys were in New York, had a chance to go there, but it's a cute little brewery. They have a great like outdoor space and they do like a little pop-up pizza um kind of thing. I don't know. Normally they do it like during the week, but also on like weekends. But I think they were like specifically there because they knew we were going to be there. But like
Mm-hmm.
Nike treated all of us.
Wow.
So it was like, we got to try the shoes. And then once we were done with the run, they came out with like pictures of beer and pizza.
Man.
So it was, I don't know, it was nice to be like treated. So I'm like, thank you, Nike. I'm like, I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to be talking about this, but I was like, it
Mon-
was a great event.
Money bags, Nike. Man, showing out for you guys. So, did you get a bunch of new people coming yesterday for the festivities?
Yeah, we definitely saw quite a few new faces, which is like typical, I feel like, when
Yeah.
you kind of have like a bigger event,
Yeah.
especially like with such a big name like Nike. People are like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, like let's show up. So there were definitely a lot of people that I was seeing their face for the first time and
Hmm.
may never see their face again.
Yeah.
Um, but it was still like a lot of fun. Like
Yeah.
just to be able to like get together and go on a big run. So it
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah. Okay, so I know you're very like loyal to your running crew because you were there from the start. I see you posting, when you're going on runs with them. That's so fun. I when I was living in the city last summer, I was like shopping around run crews because I was like, I want to go to one every day. Like I want to try them all out, and kind of get the feel. So like tell us what's the vibe of Ridgewood Runners? Like, if people are listening, they're in the city, they're like, "Ugh, I need to find a good run group. Like tell us a little bit more about it.
Okay. Well, I'm obsessed with my run group. So I will say we are very inclusive. We have a little something for everyone. Like last summer, we had a lot of mothers to be in the group. And so we had like a little bit more of like a walking pace for them. We have what we like to call like our sexy pace, which is um probably like people who are newer to running or like getting into it for the first time, where they do a little bit more of like a run, walk, run, walk. Um, and then we move up from there. We'll do 10, 10, 30 pace, 9, 9, 30 pace. And then anything above that, we just call like the fasties. Um, but yeah, we meet every Tuesday in Ridgewood at 7 p.m. And normally we'll do anywhere from like 3 to 5 miles. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I fell in love with it is because it is so inclusive. Like if you're kind of having an off day, you're not like restricted to like continue running at like 9, 9:30 pace. You
Hmm.
can hang back and run slower if you need to. But it's just been like a great community. A lot of us have like become really good friends and like we meet up after runs or we'll cheer together for different races and really like show up and support one another. So I know that they had an event this weekend. What is it called? High Rocks. Have you heard of that? It's like a
No.
fitness event. I want to
Oh,
say it's similar to kind of like CrossFit, like games kind of thing.
okay.
So it's a little bit of like running, and then you're like burpees, you're like pushing a
Oh
sled, like
man.
you're doing crazy stuff. And we had a few people from the run group competing in that.
Oh, cool.
And people still like showed up with signs and
Yeah.
um like cheered them on. So it was like we're really trying to like build a community. And I think like,
Hmm.
also working with like local organizations, like teaming up with that brewery Evil Twin. We've had a couple of events there, like trying to bring together like small businesses, local businesses as well, to like include in the running group. I think that's also like really important too. Our like captain and co-captains. So they do a great job with like helping to organize these things and make it feel very like inviting and like welcome. So
Yeah, I love that. I love hearing like the different pace groups and everything and like how you're seeing a lot of the same faces every week because I feel like, a lot of people talk about New York City being like, "Oh, there's so many people there," but it actually can be like so lonely because you're like always around people but you might not have friends around. And so that's like part of the reason I like love this run crew culture is like you kind of get that little like niche group of friends and you can nerd out about shoes together and, go on your run together and everything.
and running is so specific because I definitely have friends who I've invited to like run with us. I'm like, oh, like we're really inclusive. Like we can walk together. Like you don't have to run the whole time. And they're like, I am not a runner. Like, no. They have told me that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So like these are my run friends. And, we'll talk about like, what are your stats? Did you PR? Strava this, Strava that? Like, you can
Yeah.
like nerd out about these things that like your non-runner friends are like, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So it is kind of nice to also have like people who know like what you're talking about. You're like, oh, I have shin splints and like I need to stretch my IT band. And they're like, I do know what you're talking about.
They're like, same girl. Okay, so I love to hear also that you guys have been like doing races together or cheering on each other, on the sidelines of other races. So, was your group present at the Brooklyn Half Marathon this year? And can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, there were. They were at mile 11.1. Normally we have like where our whole thing is if you're not running, you're cheering.
Yeah.
So we always have like a banner. We try to set up speakers. We have a lot of people in the run group who also are like fantastic photographers, just like on the side. So they'll come and normally take pictures of people we know that are running in the race. Um, and you know, people who are cheering, they love to have a good time. They may have some drinks flowing.
Yeah.
But they're really there like from the very like beginning. We have our people who are really fast, like those very early morning starts.
Mm-hmm.
They're there cheering them on till like the last person that we have in our like group crosses the finish line. So they really stick around for like the whole thing. And I really needed them this year because like I feel like once you hit mile 10, you're like, okay, I'm kind of ready to be done. And
Yes.
you still have 3 miles left to go. And so once I saw them at like 11.1, it truly was like the like kick that I needed to like push to the end because
Mm-hmm.
the end is like not easy. You're having to like go up that ramp at Coney
Yeah.
Island. You're like so over it. You're like, I just want to be done.
Yeah.
So they really helped like push me towards the end.
Oh, and it was hot out there this year again, too.
It was very hot. It was very humid. It was like raining at one point.
Yeah.
Um, and honey, they stuck through it to the end. So
Oh,
it was nice.
the real MVPs. Wow.
And then we all went and got margaritas afterwards.
I was gonna ask, how'd you celebrate?
Yes, we took over Margarita Island, Coney Island. Shout out to them. We did this last year too. They have great margaritas if anyone is in Coney Island looking for a margarita. And it was like us and probably some other running groups basically just like took over this place. And we were all kind of gross and sweaty together, but having like a good time celebrating, people who had PR'd and also just it ended up being like a lovely summer day. So that was
Yeah.
also nice. Like just vibing out, having fun with your friends, drinking margaritas. Like, there's
Wow.
nothing better.
Seriously, I mean, this is a plug for people to sign up for races because then you get to like have a morning beverage as well.
Normally with a lot of races, you get to have a beer afterwards
Mm,
to get your carbs back. It's so much fun. Like a lot of people don't know this about runners, but like we run hard, but we also like to party hard.
yes, yes. It's a work hard, play hard environment, and I'm here for it.
It is. We love to have fun. I'm like, yeah, we got a long run in the morning, but we can have a drink after. Okay.
Yep. So fun. Okay. Now I want to shift gears a little bit because I know that you've run New York City Marathon in the past as well. And selfishly, I want to hear all about it, but also for anyone else who's listening who might want to be running it, or maybe they're signed up to run it this year, tell us all about it. Walk us through, like, give us the granular.
So New York City Marathon, I actually got in through the lottery, luckily,
Wow, that is
but
so lucky.
it was it was actually crazy. It was my first time entering too, so very
Oh my
lucky.
gosh, I need some of your luck. That's amazing.
Um, but for people who don't know, you can also do this program called 9+1. And basically it's like you volunteer for like 9 races. I'm not really sure what the plus
You
one is for
you run
because I'm
nine,
not.
you volunteer at one. Because I did it
Oh,
last
JK.
year. It's a lot of running.
Run 9, volunteer 1. They all have to be through like New York City
Hmm.
Roadrunner. It is a lot, but that is how a lot of people I think get to like run the New York City Marathon.
Hmm.
Um, which like it's June now. I know a lot of people are starting to train. This is like when people kind of like get into their hardcore training schedules. I remember when I was training, I was very sad because it's like summer in New York City and you do kind of want to go out and have fun, but you're also like, I have to run 15 miles tomorrow. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go to bed, y'all.
Yeah.
And it's so hot, like you have to either run in the morning or you have to run at night. Like there's no in between.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm
You're
glad you
running
brought
during the
that
middle of the
up.
day.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you brought that up because the very first marathon I ever trained for, I remember feeling that like it's a little bit of like social exile, because you're like, I have to get up and run so far tomorrow. Like I can't be out, I can't be having drinks right before, like I can't be out late. I need to go get my rest. So I think that is like important to talk about for people. Like it's worth it and it's fun and it's only like phase, but it is like you kind of are planning your life around your runs once you start really getting up into the mileage.
Yes, once you're like over 10 miles,
Hmm.
honestly, probably even like 8 or 9, um, you literally are having to kind of like plan out your like weekends for your long runs.
Yeah.
And it is a little sad because you do have to like say no. But I will say, like, I think it is like worth it in the end, like crossing the finish line and all of that. But training is like no joke when you're training for a marathon.
Yeah.
It's crazy. My biggest thing is listen to your body. I'm like, I had moments where I was running. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to get up to 18 miles. And like my legs were, I was having like, issues with my knees. And I would be like, okay, if I can like run one more mile, then I'll push through it. But if the pain persists, then like I have to stop. And, sometimes you do need to like listen to your body. Like I had to like Uber home. I was like, I can't even like walk back. Like I need to like
Yeah.
wait until I can see my PT. That's another thing I highly recommend when you're like training for a marathon is if you do have some like issues already when it comes to like running, is like invest in a PT. They can like work out your knots. If you're having any pain, normally they can pinpoint it. They give you like exercises to strengthen certain areas that you're having issues with. And so I found a PT while I was training for the New York City Marathon, and I think it helped so much.
Mm.
Even if it's just to like use those things that you like put your legs in after a long run, that like it's
Yeah.
supposed to help with like the blood flow after. my PT had that, and I would have gone to that man for that alone.
That sounds heavenly, honestly.
Um, but the race itself, the New York City Marathon, I I'm like a toss up on it. It's one of the worst races I've ever ran, and also one of the best races I've ever ran because you do have a ton of bridges that you have to go over. And so if you're marathon training, bridges and hills,
Yeah.
do your heel workouts, people. It's
Ugh.
important.
Ugh.
There are a lot of there are a lot of bridges. Manhattan, when you get into Manhattan, you're like going up to the Bronx. It's nothing but an incline.
Mm.
So it's like it's kind of rough. It is rough physically.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. And then you get to Central Park and you're like, oh, I'm in Central Park, like I'm almost done. No, you're not. You're still running like 6 more miles in Central Park, and Central Park is nothing but like just little
Yeah.
hills.
Up,
So
down, all
like,
around.
yeah. So it is a little crazy, the course itself. But like the thing that makes it so great and like such a fun race, and I think that like makes people want to continue to run it and like do it over and over again is literally all of New York City like comes out on this day to like cheer everyone on. Like there's
Hmm.
not a like other than the bridges, there's like not a section where there aren't people.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's so fun. Like I remember like taking out like my headphones at one point just to like hear people like cheering you on and the music, you get up to the Bronx, they're like, welcome to the Boogie Town Bronx. And it's so much fun. Like it's such a great race to just run because people are so supportive. And I mean, and people say to the last runner crosses that finish line too. Like it's just like electric. It's such a good race. So I highly recommend it. If you can run it, I would say run it. It's like one of those like you may never get like the chance to do it again kind of
Yeah.
thing. Um, but yeah, you have to train hard for it. Like you cannot skip on your training when it comes to the New York City Marathon because there are not a lot of flat places you are running.
Yeah. Okay, what were like some of the points in the race where you were like, why am I doing this? Am I crazy? And then what were some of the points where you were like, this is awesome?
For me, when I got into Manhattan, that's like when my legs really started to like feel it. I want to say that's you're probably hitting around like mile 19 or 20.
Mm.
And which is like an insane amount to run. Like
Yeah.
I've ran like 2 marathons and I still think about it and I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Um, so I think like just like getting into Manhattan, I was like, oh, I'm ready to be done. Like
Yeah.
this is insane. Like, what why did I do this?
Hmm.
And like people around you are saying the same thing. People are
Yeah.
like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And you're like, valid. I'm glad somebody else is thinking it out loud.
Not just me.
But I would think like some of my like favorite moments from like running the race were like I had a big group of friends that got together and I got to see them, and that was super fun to like see them all come out. They made
Hmm.
shirts, they had signs. It was crazy. And I like didn't expect any of that. Like I had no
Oh,
idea that they were planning to like that extent. I was like, oh, they're just gonna
yeah.
show up and like might have a cowbell.
Yeah.
So like shout out to Robbie Vance. He put all of that together.
We love Robbie.
Um, but that was a great moment. And then also I highly recommend people putting their name
Mm.
like on their bib or on their shirt somewhere because people will be like, you got this, Jazz, like go Haven. Like people will like
Yeah.
see your name on your shirt and like shout it out. And those moments when you're like you are going slower and like your legs are hurting and like you hear somebody randomly being like, you got this, Jazz, like it is kind of like what you need to like keep going. And it's just so nice that like you don't know me, but like you're still cheering me on, you
Yeah.
know? It's it's just like a really like nice, sweet thing. I don't know. I feel like if you've like ran a race before and you've seen that, like it's just so nice, like to have a random stranger like shouting out your name and being like, you can do this.
Yeah, I
So
feel like if you're losing faith in humanity, go like cheer for a race because that's when, like everyone's happy, they're in high spirits, they're like cheering you on even though they don't know you, they know nothing about you. Like you're getting all the like good energy off of people. It's so much fun. So, yeah, I have heard that
yeah,
about the name on the bib. Definitely need to try that out.
that's like one I like you guys have to do that. That's I highly recommend it. Also, pro tip, I learned this as well. Bring toilet paper, put it in
Mm.
like your pockets or whatever, because those porta potties along the route, they will run out of toilet paper. Pro
Oh,
tip. So if
yeah.
you have to like, I mean, you're running for over 20 miles, you will have to pee at one point. You're gonna want some toilet paper.
That is a
So
good tip.
I'm like random, and I'm like, I know running can be gross and weird sometimes, but like one of our one of my friends in the running group told me that, and I was like, oh, like I would have never thought of that, like to just like
Yeah.
randomly bring like or like a little packet of tissues or something like that.
Yeah.
I would have never thought of that. And then like I ended up like having to go pee during the route and yeah, not a single stitch of like toilet paper in there and I was okay because of it. So
Oh my gosh. Well, don't
random
worry.
pro tip.
We every single podcast episode that's about running, I think has had a porta potty chat in it. So yeah, you're not the first, you won't be the last. But that is a really good pro tip. And I kind of like your idea of the tissues because they come in like that little like plastic wrapper. So if you're sweating, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like just ready to go.
Because there was not a square to spare. Oh,
There never is, especially for like a big race like that. Like
yeah,
it, yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry.
for sure. So how did it feel to cross the finish line?
Crossing the finish line, I'm sure I cried. I think I
Yeah.
did. I'm pretty sure I like got emotional, which I think I get like kind of emotional for all of like my races. It's just
Hmm.
like the constant of like, oh, like I did do this. Like I didn't think I could do this and I did do it. And then like, oh, I've done it again. I don't know, like the human body is insane. Like it never ceases to amaze me. And I think like also you just feel like a lot of gratitude and like being able to like you have the ability to move your body and like knowing that all of the work and like time that you put into it, like you were able to accomplish something that like, I think like the stat is like 1% of the population like does a marathon. Like
Yeah.
it's not for everyone, okay? Like I also don't recommend being like one of those people that they're like, I'm just gonna go run a marathon one day. I
Oh,
don't recommend that. It's
without
not good for
training?
you. It's
Yeah.
not good for you medically. It's very dangerous. So I think like you just feel a lot of like joy and emotion of like everything that I like put all this like hard work into and like put my body through, like losing toenails. It's like all worth it. And like, you're getting like the medal put on you and it's just I don't know. Like I really don't have words for it. It's just like such a great experience. And then like you meet up with your friends and family at the end and they're all like screaming and yelling and they're like, you did it, you did it. And like it's just such an accomplishment. And you're like looking at your medal and it's just, I don't know, it's just very emotional.
I
So
agree as well. I agree. I mean, you just gave a perfect testimonial for anyone who's like on the fence about running a race or running a marathon. Like that feeling of accomplishment that's like, you did it. Like no one else made you do it. No one else did it for you. Like all the miles of training, all the miles of work, like you did it and no one can ever take it away from you. It's so awesome.
yeah. And it doesn't even have to be a marathon. I'm like, I mean, hey, if you like run a 5K, like that's something to be proud of. Like,
Yeah.
because again, not everyone can do that. Not everyone is gonna like try to do that.
Yeah.
So I again, like I encourage people if you're like getting into running, like sign up for that race. Like you getting your first medal and like continuing to get a medal, you really are like, I did that like every single time. You don't get tired of it. Like
Yeah.
you're like, I really accomplished something today.
Yeah. And then the celebration is so fun because you're like on cloud nine, then you can go party.
Exactly. And that's also one of the fun things about the New York City Marathon is like everyone and their grandmother, yes, they're out in the city, but like also the city is fully ready for like you to come in and party. Like
Yeah.
they're like, we know you're gonna want food and you're gonna want drinks. And I mean, we had a great time afterwards. That's all I'm gonna say. A time was had after the marathon. And the city, they just like welcome in people. Like it's truly like, and it's like a Sunday. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Take the Monday off. Take the Monday off, people. You will need it. But like,
Yes.
have fun after the race. Like, you will be tired and like you will want to like go home and go to bed. But I mean, like, have a little fun before you do that. You got like the rest of the week to recover. Like, go out, celebrate with your friends, celebrate with your family, and like have fun.
Did you wear your medal out?
I did. I wore my medal out. I also wore it the next day on Marathon
Love.
Monday. And I had my New York City Marathon merch on.
Yes.
Um, a lot of people I don't think know this, but in the city on Marathon Monday, there are like a couple of places you can go and like get your medal engraved. They'll do it for
Mm.
free. I want to say I went to, I think it's Mercedes-Benz,
Oh
very
yeah.
random. Um, but like definitely Google, look those things up. There are like a lot of free things for runners that Monday, um, that are going on. Yes, it sucks to like go down the subway
I was
stairs.
gonna say spot the runner by the waddle.
Yeah. So I remember this old couple being like, I was trying to walk down the stairs. They're like, did you run yesterday? And I was like, you
How,
can tell, can't you? I was like, I can barely move going down these steps. But
how
I was
did
like,
you
I'm going to get
know?
my free stuff.
I love it.
So I definitely encourage people to do that too. It's a lot of fun. Like you meet up with other runners and like get to talk like while you're waiting in line to like do these things. Um, but yeah, I mean, like who doesn't love free stuff? And like if you're coming from out of town or something like that, um, you never know like what you might get for free. Like I think the year that I ran it, I got a New York or Nowhere hat. They were giving those out for free.
Love.
Whatever color you wanted, like
Wow.
as until they like ran out, basically.
Yeah.
So there is always free stuff happening that Marathon Monday. You just gotta Google it, check it out.
So
But there's
basically, pack an empty suitcase and don't fly out until Tuesday.
I mean, honestly, you might just want to wait to fly out anyways, because like you're gonna
Yeah.
probably just want to like rest a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like take the time, like enjoy the city. There's also stuff, a ton of stuff that like happens before the race too. Um, yeah, I think if you're like coming in, definitely like take the time to like enjoy the city and like see all the different like fun stuff that's going on for the runners. The expo, that's it. Like obviously you have to go to like pick
Yeah.
up your bib,
We didn't
but
even talk about the expo.
the expo was so much fun. I loved the expo.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of in the middle of nowhere of like New York City, even though like how's that a thing? But I was like, I've never been here before.
Yeah.
But there's just like so many vendors, there's so many like things to look at. People are also demoing shoes and clothing and chews, gums, like all sorts of things. And then like you have the whole portion where like you go in and you get to look at like the marathon merch and it's
Mm.
always so good. It's a little expensive.
Yeah.
So I say choose wisely.
Yeah.
Choose wisely what you get because you can probably rack up a hefty bill in there. Um, but I think I mean, I spent a couple of hours in the
Yeah.
expo. you get to like find your name. There's a lot of like chances to like photo ops.
Hmm.
Um, I remember there was like a Sesame Street like interactive thing where Elmo was like cheering you on. You could like make signs there. There's chances to make signs if you're, coming in with like your parents or friends or something like that. Um, so there's a ton of stuff to do at the expo. I loved going to it. You can spend hours there.
Yeah. Okay, good tips because I'll have to plan accordingly. Maybe not the day before because I'm sure they're open several days, right? The expo.
Yeah, I want to say they're open like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday. Um, but I think like probably if you go a little earlier, there's still like obviously more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because things will dwindle down, I think, in terms of like inventory.
Yeah.
But I mean, people show up every day and like the amount of stuff that there is just insane. Like it's crazy.
Runner's Mecca. I love it.
And like you kind of want to look at it all. You're like, oh, I've never heard of this. Like, I don't know, this new power milk, muscle milk, whatever. You're like, let me go get a taste test. And like people are
Yeah.
giving out a ton of free stuff too. It's like it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah. See,
So
we like a pre-party, run the race, post-party. It's a good
take
time.
advantage of all the fun things.
Yes, I love it. Okay.
Don't just like stay in your hotel room.
Yeah, seriously. If you were going out to like race tomorrow, walk us through like your favorite running attire. People are looking for some new stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm also a big like racing things that you've run in before.
Yeah.
I don't know how people like dress up on race day or
No.
like wear even like people that wear like the race day shirts that you get in
Yeah.
your bags and stuff. I won't even do that because I'm like, I've never worn this shirt
Mm-mm.
before. And if I'm running a half marathon, I do not want this to like rub me the wrong way for
Yeah.
13
You don't need chafing.
Absolutely not. So like depending on the weather, I like to just stick with, something I know, either like black leggings or like black kind of like biker shorts,
Mm.
a good fitting sports bra, tank top, or like a t-shirt that I'm like comfortable running in. And I'm also a person who I like to run with like a running belt.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have my water on me. I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of like having to like pull over to like the Gatorade stops.
Same.
So I like to like run with a water bottle. I know some people will have those like hand held water bottles. Those are
Yeah.
good too. But that's like a part of my like race gear.
Mm-hmm.
I also like to like put my like shoes, my energy shoes in those.
Yeah.
Um, and then I have my little knee supports
Mm-hmm.
because unfortunately I have bad knees at
Yeah.
the young age of 30. Um, and then my like hokas. And I'm also the type of person I love to like set out my stuff the day before race day
Yeah.
and like make sure everything is there. I like to like put my little pins on my bib before and
Uh-huh.
just like have everything ready to go.
Just cut out the stress in the morning, honestly.
I don't want to have to guess where anything is in the
No.
morning. Like I want to, because you're having to wake up early as it is, especially if you're like in one of the like first the beginning heats or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. You're like having to wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
depending. So it's like set out your stuff before. I even have like my water set out,
Yeah.
like my electrolytes, all of that is set out or like in its spot where it needs to be. I have like my bag for bag check, everything in there that I'm going to want put away. I just want to wake up and put it on, wash my
Yes.
face, put on my contacts, and be ready to go.
Yes. Agreed. Take the stress out of the morning. Okay.
Exactly.
For anyone who is wanting to try Run Club, but they're
Mhm.
nervous, do you have any advice for them?
Um, would say, you just gotta like, it's like anything that we like do as like adults in life, like making friends as an adult is very difficult. But you have to like be willing to like put yourself out there. And even if you're a little shy, chances are there's probably somebody like me at the running group who will notice that you're new and like I'll come up to you and be like, "Hi, my name is Jasmine." Blah, blah, blah. Like, who are you? So chances are there will be somebody like that there who will like be like, "Welcome," and like, "I hope you have a good time," and like explain to you, we start at 7. We normally have some announcements, then we stretch, and then we are running by like 7:15. So that you don't feel completely lost. At least
Hmm.
that's how it works with our running group.
Yeah.
So um, you just got to put yourself out there though. And I think it's 100% worth it because you never know the type of people you're going to meet. You may become really good friends with those people. Also, it's just like if you're getting started with running, it's a great way to learn about running for people who have experience. I was telling Haven earlier, I have like an app that we use and we kind of have like different chats where it's like, oh, like beginning level people can ask questions.
Mm.
How does New York City Roadrunners work? How do I sign
Hmm.
up for a race? What shoes do people like recommend? What watches do people recommend? So
Mm.
it really can also become like a great space for just being able to bounce things off of people and get like recommendations and things like that and not solely have to like do all of the research yourself because I think it can be very overwhelming
Hmm.
when you're first starting running or if you're like first starting to like train for a half marathon or a marathon, you're like, what is strength training?
Yeah.
What are interval runs? Like there are people who are always willing to like break that down for you and help you. And like chances are like somebody else is training for it too. So like you can have somebody to go do that with. So
Hmm.
it just like makes it easier, but you've got to put yourself out there first. So
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna move us into some running themed rapid fire questions. You ready?
okay, rapid fire. Let's go.
Running watch or no watch?
No watch, but that's because I just don't have one.
You're not
I
against them
want one.
morally.
I want one. But right now I use my phone. So
Headphones or no headphones?
headphones. I have to have music
Okay, I was gonna
for
say,
sure.
are you listening to music or a podcast?
Beyonce all the way. I'm like listening to anything and everything, but like I have to have music. Like I have to have something with a tempo
Uh-huh.
to keep me going.
Oh, we should have talked about the Beyonce concert too. I feel like I could derail us for another hour asking about that.
Like that's a
Yeah, different podcast.
different podcast.
Slowest rapid fire ever because I'm getting us off track. Okay. Early morning run or evening run?
Evening run. I'm
Solo
not a morning
run?
person.
Yeah. Solo run or group run?
If I'm training for something, solo run. If I'm just running to run, group run,
Roads or trails?
roads. I'm
It's,
too clumsy to run on a trail.
oh, you and me both. I know I would eat it immediately.
Tree trunks, they just be
Mm,
coming up out of nowhere.
yep. Speed work or long run?
Ooh, speed work.
All
I love a little
right.
speed workout. That's like
Wow.
the OG like sprinter in me
The track star in
from
you.
from when I
Okay.
ran like middle school and high school track. I did like the 100, 200, and
Oh,
400. So I'm like, I love a speed workout. You don't really get to do them like a whole lot as an adult now. Like tracks
yeah.
are hard to find.
True. I'm gonna channel you next time I have to go do a speed workout because it is not my favorite. We could have raced each other in middle school the one summer I did summer track, and you would have lapped me like 5 times. I was dead last every race. Not speed, not the speed.
It's definitely not for everybody.
Okay, Jasmine, if people are like, we love her, we have to follow along, and or they want to run with your run club, where can they find you guys?
Yes. So we have an Instagram. It's pretty sure just like at Ridgewood Runners. And then you can also find us on Halo. That's the like running app that we actually I don't even know if it's associated with running. It's just like an app,
Mm.
kind of like Group Me, if y'all know what that is. I'm like, is that still a thing? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
My age is showing, but Halo, you can also search for us on there. And normally we post like the day before runs, but we meet on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. In Ridgewood, Queens. And we also will run on Saturday mornings as well. Normally that's around like 9:30, I want to say. I don't know as much because I, again, am not a morning person. So I try to make those, but not all the time. But with marathon season kind of like officially beginning, they do tend to move the time up to
Mm.
accommodate for like long runs in the
Hmm.
morning when it's still cool. But yeah, feel free to come. We love having new people. Again, it's the summer, so we're probably going to do a lot more events. We like to have host run brewery hangs.
Mm.
Um, we're a really fun running group. So I encourage people to come, to follow us, to join along. Um, so yeah.
I love it. I can't wait to be up in the city and go and join you guys for a run. So,
Yes.
well,
And then you'll get your own running group too, Haven, and I can come visit that one too.
yeah. Okay, cool. We'll just hop around together. Well, thanks so much, Jasmine. It was so fun getting to chat with you. All things running with another runner.
Of course. Thank you for having me Health by Haven podcast. It's been a cute little nerd out over running. I love it. So I hope your listeners will also enjoy our little conversation.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Health by Haven podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to give the show a 5-star rating and leave a review. It makes such a huge difference in reaching new people and spreading the joy of healthy living. I would also be so appreciative if you subscribe to the show in the listening app of your choice so you never miss an episode. Your support truly means the world to me. Have a happy, healthy day, and I'll talk to you again soon.